Hi, my name is Tracy Lee, and if I struggle through this presentation or clear my throat, I am struggling with a sore throat, so please excuse any mistakes that I may make. My presentation about the Cleveland bus driver who uppercutted the female passenger. Was he right, wrong, or justified in his actions? You could call it the punch heard around the world. It happened in Beechwood, Ohio, and the video ended up online with 5 million views and counting in just one day. A fed-up male bus driver decks an unruly female passenger after an angry exchange in which the woman punched the driver by his neck and reportedly spit on him. You could tell by the cell phone cameras at the ready that the passengers on bus number 5 knew that something bad was about to happen between the driver, Artis Hughes, and passenger, Shadia Lane. They could not have been more right. After knocking Lane to the floor with a merciless uppercut, Hughes drags her off the bus. Remarkably, the 25-year-old woman gets back on the bus and is immediately put in a headlock by the bus driver. It is a disturbing display of violence that has shocked just about anyone who's seen the video. Growing up as a little girl, I was always taught that it is never okay for a man to hit a woman in any circumstance by my parents and my grandparents. Though I don't condone a man hitting a woman, what happens when hitting a woman is his only option to defend himself? I, as a woman, have never put myself in a situation to where there was a possibility a man would need to hit me. Even though I was taught it's not okay for a man to hit a woman, I was also taught it was not okay for me to put my hands on another human being. We as human beings should never raise our hand to harm another individual except when defending ourselves. Just as a man should walk away before hitting a woman, we should all walk away before hitting another individual. If men refuse to strike back, fearing that the law will favor their female abuser over them, we create an environment in which women can harass and victimize a man with impunity. Instead, a man's decision to fight back against a woman should be respected in this situation as defending himself. The bus driver was the real victim and was justified in hitting back. I think that in some cases the world would be a much better place if people like Miss Lane got a swift Mortal Kombat uppercut when acting like a fool. I bet she'll think twice before acting this way again. I'm not advocating that people should run around uppercutting everyone. However, when she attacked this bus driver, she made herself liable for a reaction. The bus driver could have gotten into an accident, and as a result of that, the other riders could have been injured or even killed. Which would you prefer? An innocent person being injured or killed because Miss Lane acted like a fool, or getting a well-deserved Mortal Kombat uppercut? As a city employee, I understand why RTA fired Hughes. He was on the job representing the company, and he is told what not to do in this situation. From the viewpoint of RTA, he played into her antagonism by arguing with her and instigating her to commit the act. His job is to calmly say to the woman to pay or get off the bus, and if she refuses, he can refuse to move the bus or call for the authorities to deal with her. The sad part is, he tried to do exactly that, but she knocked the phone out of his hand. Despite his restraint, she still proceeded to assault him. Therefore, he had a right to defend himself. Lane created a dangerous situation for herself, the bus driver, and the other passengers. There is no human being alive that would have taken all that the bus driver did. He tried to call the police, and Lane hit the phone from his hand. In the video, you can hear him saying, "You're going to jail now." Lane grabbed his throat and spit on him while he was driving a megaton bus. If he had ran over a child, would he be blamed, or would the felonious crazy woman that acted a fool be blamed? She deserved it. Just imagine if somebody spit in your father's face. He drives a bus. He is doing a service for the people. He is a cog in the community. Some scummy moron decides she is better than everyone else and decides to lie, argue, threaten, punch, and spit on a guy doing his job. If this happens to a cop, she would get a few years in jail. Bus drivers have a right to defend themselves. What if she had hepatitis? Not only does this ruin his day, but potentially his life. There is no defending her boundless behavior. She got what she deserved. Her mother should be ashamed, and if she has no mother, well, it's obvious that she was never taught any manners. I'm 40 years old, and if one of my family members were to act like this on a bus, I would give them a swift Mortal Kombat uppercut too. In New York, there are all kinds of reports where passengers not only physically assault the drivers, some have been stabbed, spit on, kicked, and have had human urine tossed in their face. There is no way, as long as I have breath in my body, will I ever tolerate that from another human. Or neither should anyone else. I will protect myself by any means necessary. When you make a conscious decision to assault someone, you are willing to accept the possibility of retaliation. Even as a woman, I can't begin to muster up any sympathy for her because she was so foul. Her antics were uncalled for and way over the top. Most rational parents have said something to the effect of, "You should not hit girls." What reigns more true is you are responsible for your actions. What that girl did made her liable for a reaction. To say that the single punch was excessive force has some merit, but his actions were totally justifiable, and he should be reinstated immediately. My advice for those women like Miss Lane is if you don't want to get hit by a man like a man, then don't hit one. Don't go looking for a fight with a man if you don't truly want that fight. Male or female, you cannot expect that everyone else will just roll over with their BS. To assume that a man will allow a woman to attack him without defending himself is just ludicrous. If women have the balls to attack a man, they should be willing and prepared to catch a fist like a man. Thank you.